this time.
Do right.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, Lord have mercy. Now it's for me.
For me.
Oh, we have to fight. We have to fight for our right. Fight for our right. We have to fight after making man way. We have to fight, fight, fight every day. Fight for the night. You must fight for your right. Oh Lord. Oh, a warrior. Yeah, you have to be a warrior. A warrior for goodness. A warrior. Yeah, you have to be a warrior. A warrior for goodness. Yes, Lord. Lord have mercy. Yeah, 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 yeah. Because I'm searching for goodness in this wicked, wicked world. Cause I'm searching for goodness in this wicked, wicked world. Searching for goodness to save the boys and the girls. Yeah, save the boys and the girls. All throughout the world. All throughout the world.
Welcome back to Searching for Goodness. I'm very excited today to introduce SelfControl. We have two members, band members with us today. If I may say reggae and roots music.
Yeah,
right?
it's pretty accurate.
So I want to shortly mention how we met, how I explored this talented gentleman. It was my first time in Laguna Beach, and while we're passing by Laguna Beach, I heard this beautiful live music.
This one's called Rich Man. Rich man walks up or have to run. Rich man walks up or have to run. Jaja land need a revolution before the hungry man pick up the dirty gun. So I said one shot.
Reggae sounded kind of like Bob Marley-ish. I'm like, oh, what is this? Let's go and listen. We were listening. And then JC, you said, hey, throw a word for us. And I threw goodness. Then shortly after, Armin said, warrior. And then you made that tiny little song, Warriors of Goodness. Fighting for goodness, fighting for a cause. I was like, yeah, this is so good, I love it. And I recorded it, and I think your wife had dogs with her, and they started barking. You turned into a dog song.
You got two dogs here.
Yeah, we have two dogs here, and I'm gonna get to dogs later.
Yeah.
She looked me up and she said, oh my goodness, that man sure is fine. I said, romantic girl, romantic girl, romantic girl, romantic girl. Next one. Another one.
You pick a word. Warrior.
Next word's warrior, so we're just gonna have that in. Straight off the dome. saw me walking down the street. No, I'm not a piece of a meat. Yes, I am big, yes, I am a fine. Yes, do I do it? Yes, I do it in line. I fight good cause I fight for a cause. Listen up, I'm a dog with no cause. Blue dog, he got 4 big paws. She saying looking like me, she said I'm a warrior. Yes, I'm a warrior. You are a warrior. We are some warrior. But there's a warrior fight. He fights for something called. He fights something called goodness. A warrior fights for goodness. I said goodness. A warrior fights for goodness. I said, oh my goodness. Listen up, listen up. I said, cause I'm a warrior. I'm coming round downtown. I'm a warrior with a real reggae sound. Cause I'm a warrior. I'm at the Laguna Beach town. I'm a warrior. Yeah, I said, I got a sword to my right. I got blue to my left. I got the real reggae sound from the east to the west. And I say, bark, bark, I'm a real dog.
So that was really awesome. I believe in synchronicity, and we got your information. I wanted to interview you guys. Another thing that happened that was very interesting on the chat, on Instagram, I got like a word puzzle, and the word puzzle was asking like, what's the first word you see? And the first word I see was self-control. I was like, wow, that's interesting.
That's not a sign, I don't know what it is.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
that's crazy.
Me and John actually have a couple things that have happened to us.
Yeah?
Like very serendipitous. What's the
Go
word?
ahead, tell us.
Oh, John had something really cool happen to him nearby with was it a comet? Or what happened?
It was a comet. Yeah, after our first practice, a comet fell out of the sky, and I was like,
What?
okay, this was meant to be. This is crazy. Yeah, so it's kind of like what you just told us about seeing self-control.
Very interesting. So let's start with an introduction. I did a brief introduction, but please go ahead and tell us about self-control, what you do, and about your music, how you guys started, and what's coming soon.
Yeah, so I had the pleasure of meeting JC.
Pleasure's all mine, Jim.
This gentleman over here, who just, I actually found him, you know, through a network online, and I just, his music and his writing ability is really inspiring. He's someone really authentic, and that's what this band is really authenticity. Something to break down barriers, to bring meaning to, you know, our lives and what we're fighting for, and that's what self-control really is, and I was so happy to become a part of it so many months back. So I play lead guitar and write a couple songs too with JC.
And he has a beautiful voice. Sings very well.
We harmonize together quite a bit.
You do it all, John.
But yeah, it's self-control. It's reggae music, it's roots, and it's authenticity in a nutshell.
And I'm JC. I sing lead and I write some of the music, and just have fun on stage, keep the rhythm going, and just try to convey these feelings that when we write these songs, they're so important to us. I just try to emphasize my role of singing to bring that feeling out to everyone who listens. So you can go ahead and listen to us on Spotify here pretty soon, or come to one of our shows on Instagram and just come through and hang out.
And I wanted to see why did you come up with the name SelfControl?
Yeah, I mean, I actually have to, I got to pan over to JC for that.
Go back.
Yeah, I'll take the talking stick.
And don't forget to mention everything about we talked earlier, you know, how relation to goodness, be it your music and the name of your band.
Of course, no, yeah. So it all pretty much started, I want to say, 8-9 months ago. I've always kind of written music over the years. I've always loved reggae. I grew up listening to reggae. Me and my best friend, actually, who's our bassist. I've had other bands, very low scale, played in a couple backyards, very chill stuff. But me and my best friend, Sebastian, who's our bassist, we always said, man, like we really want to start a reggae band one day. And I had all these songs that I've written. So I was like, you know what, like, just gotta do it. You know, you can't sit around and just be like, oh, I'm gonna do it one day, hopefully. Like, no, you just gotta grab the bull by the horns and then just do it. So we met our friend Gilbert online, and we started practicing for a couple months, just kind of rearranging the songs that, you know, we had written. And it got to the point where I was like, okay, like this sounds great, but it needs a little spice. And I know a guy named John who has all the spice in the world. So he came over after we met online to one of the studios we practice at, and we played this song called Valley to Zion, which it's about a journey trotting to the promised land being peace, being love, being enjoying our life and not struggling to survive every day in such, you know, calamities around the world. So we had played that song for the first time ever with John, and when we played it, the song was insane. Like I don't think to this day we've replicated that exact moment when we first played together. It was insane. It's like the stars aligned, like it's crazy. I felt like the sun exploded inside that room. It was beautiful. It was amazing. Had to be there. Anyways, so we had that moment, and we're like, gosh, okay, John, you're obviously part of the band now. You have to be. And so we're like, okay, like let's play music. Like let's get some shows going. Not for the intent that we want to be rich and famous, but we want to, you know, get these feelings out somewhere. Have it be at a show or releasing music. And we're like, okay, to do that, we need a band. And talking about it with John, like all these songs that we've written, we hear a lot of reggae songs being about happy-go-lucky, you know, makes me feel good, I feel great, which is good. You know, I love that stuff too. A lot of our songs have some of those elements. But also, like, what started reggae music was a song against oppression. You know, this rhythm comes against oppression. And we were talking about it, about how you can't sit here and be happy and go lucky while our brothers, you know, next to us are suffering and going through so many hard things. Some don't have basic human rights. Some don't eat. Some don't drink. Some are being killed. And, you know, these songs that, you know, we've written, they're very, like we said, we do have some happy ones, but a lot of them, you listen to them and you get this feeling of uneasiness because sometimes things aren't supposed to be super happy-go-lucky. Sometimes we need to feel a little bit of distress in ourselves. And it's reggae, you know, it's reggae down to the root. That's what we call it, it's reggae music. And we're thinking about, okay, what can we call this? And when we talk about goodness, it all starts from within. It starts having some self-control. Mm-hmm. You know, the way you treat yourself, the way you make decisions every day. You know, maybe if you know, a lot of people that we know struggle with maybe alcohol, drugs, different addictions, you know, and that can put strain on your relationships and your family. Sometimes that's having self-control within that, you know, to maybe put an end to that so you can enjoy life. Sometimes it's if you're having a bad day and, you know, you're really feeling just not with it, and you have someone around you having a good day, sometimes we want to project that on the other person. But, you know, self-control is putting a leash on it and be like, you know what, no, I'll have some self-control. If we look at it at a big scale, you know, so many horrible things are happening around the world. It all starts with us. Mm-hmm. A lot of people say, I wish there's so many more good people in the world. You know, it all starts with us. Like, we can't say that. Like I mentioned, I don't like when people say that because you can't say, I wish there were more good people.
Yeah,
like, you have to be
greed.
the good
instead
person.
Instead of greed, the good people could be more giving. Like,
yes.
We hear some celebrities, they use their money to help other people. Mm-hmm. They contribute, they do charities or musicians, but some people want more and more and more.
Yes.
More. They're like, in a way, like monsters,
yeah.
You know? Like never-ending greed.
It's true.
Greed has to stop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so all in all, our self-control, it comes from just that ethos, that thought that we're supposed to just have control of our thoughts, our actions,
Yeah.
and use it for good. So almost all of our music, it's not just a layman's message about something random. It's everything is intentional when we write it, when we play it. All these songs have a meaning behind it. So go ahead and listen. You know, it'll make you feel something.
And earlier when we were talking,
Yeah.
acquainted, when I asked you how do we contribute goodness, you said really beautiful things to be like, become that goodness.
Yeah.
How do we become that goodness? You say then throw the ball to him.
Yeah, I'll throw you the ball here pretty soon. I'm sorry, I talk a lot, but I feel a lot too.
Sure.
So, you know,
say great
I
things.
gotta get it
But
out.
You said something like how we shouldn't always expect from others, but start doing the good ourselves.
It's perfect. It's like what I had just, kind of like what I just mentioned. A lot of people do say, you know, when things are hard, oh, I wish there were some, you know, more good people in the world. Like, you know, oh, like this really sucks. And then they go about their day. You know, like just hoping for things to change. We can't hope for things to change. You know, we have to be the change. Like I said, I don't like when people say, I wish there were good people in the world, because I do wish that, but to do that, I'd be a hypocrite in not being it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And
like,
maybe one person can't make a difference, but
all of
every
us.
one person making something together. Like I've seen, oh, what can I do? I'm just one small person against all those big corporations, but enough of us come together, we make a difference, and we all seen that recently.
And you know exactly that. That's the movement. That's how I would define SelfControl as a band. It's empowering others to be better within, so that others around them can feel empowered to do the same and to rise up against all these horrible things that are happening, and to just not be complacent. Can't sit around and be happy where the people next to you are suffering. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's having empathy.
Yes.
Sharing.
Loving one another.
Exactly. And it's beautiful. I mean, you let your music be heard by everyone.
Yep.
Share that with your music. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think. Well, I got to join this band, and SelfControl, you know, before meant certain things, and now I feel like you can look at it in so many different ways. But really, it always starts within yourself. If you can be at peace in your own body, in your own mind, it can help you be an incredible brother, sister, husband, wife, son, daughter, better person to your community, to your fellow brothers and sisters out there. And it makes a difference when you have control over your emotions and what you're doing in your daily life, instead of being passive and not thinking, you know, and having intention in your life. So, I mean, what that's meant for us is kind of being calm and grabbing our instruments and going to the beach and playing live music and making people happy around us and spreading good vibes and meeting new people like you guys and just, you know, warming up the world as best we can around us.
Collaboration is a very important part of it too. Collaboration with other artists. So,
Speaking of that, can I butt in?
yeah, you.
So the last time, before we met you, we went to Laguna the month before, and you had mentioned Sublime, correct? We were there, and then we were playing just one of our songs, and this woman walked up to us, and then she was like, hey, do you guys like Sublime? And then we're like, of course we love Sublime. Like, I grew up listening to Sublime. And then she's like, oh, I'm Bradley's mom. So in that moment, we were like, oh my gosh, what the heck? And she's like, oh, and actually I play the flute. And lo and behold, we had a flute with us.
That's awesome.
Bradley Noel's mom jammed with us for 3 songs, and her son was our hero, still is.
Yeah.
You know, he passed away in the 90s, but he left a legacy that changed our lives, and just for her to walk up and be teary-eyed and join us to play, it's magic.
Just made it all worth it. So ever since then, we're like, we have to come back here because we spread this love to these people who walk around, you know what I mean? And we make awesome connections, you know, and hopefully, you know, I know we're here for a reason. You know, having this interview, hopefully someone watches this and it sparks some change in them to have self-control and to, you know, help others around them.
Wonderful. And another question I haven't asked before, but I was thinking, because there was dogs when I met you.
There were dogs.
And now we got moved here.
We got two more dogs.
So
Yeah.
I was thinking if I should ask this or not. Which I
Sure.
never asked before. But we always look at dogs, and unless like they're angry dogs biting at you, we always think they're good dogs, you know? Dogs have like a goodness in their eyes. Most
Yes.
animals do, but particularly dogs are
Very sweet, loyal
So
animals.
what makes us think dogs have goodness? Or animals? If I ask that. What do you think?
I don't know. I feel
what
like
should we learn from them?
what should we learn from dogs? Loyalty, I feel like. Belly rubs, maybe. Belly rubs are great. I don't know. I feel like dogs are they're pack animals. You know what I mean? They roll in a pack, and within that, they care for each other. You know, some animals, like for example, cats. I love cats, by the way. Cats are great. But cats fend for themselves. You know, they'll fight each other, and you know how cats are. Like, they're mysterious animals, and they have their ways, and they're plotting against us probably. But dogs, like they'll die for each other, and you know they roll in a pack, and they respect each other, they love each other. Like, if anything, they're the perfect example. You know what I mean? Of just like rolling up and together as a family. You know, as human beings, we need to watch out for each other. You know, we need to provide food and love and warmth for each other. Like, dogs are amazing. Shoot, I love dogs. Shout out Shelby, my dog at home. She's probably watching this right now. Love Shelby.
Do you have anything to add on that?
Unconditional love.
Unconditional love, yeah, dude.
No matter what you do, the dog are always there, just in the present, ready to love you no matter what.
Yeah.
That's a pretty incredible thing, that's rare. So that's something to learn, I think. We can all do a little bit more.
And a little bit protective of each other too, or us, you know, protective of the ones they love. Let's see. We mentioned a little bit what is important in terms of goodness, but anything else you want to add on that? As going out there as self-control, what's the message you're trying to spread also?
So, I think with your question, I'll just reiterate just kind of the message behind it, like you're saying. It's just a message we portray is a message of self-betterment, a message of encouragement, because there are so many substances, influences, just things in our world today that influence and make bad decisions, or to be bad to others, or to be bad to ourselves.
Right.
So our message is a message of empowerment, a message of encouragement to take that initiative, have it be a song or a lyric that you hear us sing, or even a lick that John gives on the guitar, to just do better, as an individual, and in your community. Like, if you have a home you share with people, or a family, or whoever it be, just listen to it, take heed to the things that are in the lyrics, because we do try to spread that positivity, and just give it to other people. You know what I mean? Just share that love.
I also feel like, in a different way, take care of yourself so that you can take care of others.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I can't be there for my wife, and my family if I'm not good inside, if I don't have myself together mentally and physically.
And how do you do that?
Eating healthy is a huge thing.
I'm his bad influence when it comes to this.
Stepping away from, the screens and walking outside and clearing my head. Surrounding myself with good people. Trying to avoid negative people that bring me down, and kind of being present and checking in with myself to, figure out if I'm being a good person and treating others correctly. We're not perfect, but as long as we check in with ourselves to see how we're doing and how we're treating people, I think it's really important to do that.
Yes, and I just want to add something to all beautiful things. Self-control, like I quit smoking. Getting rid of bad habits is very important. But we also have vices, jealousy, anger, and those feelings come to us, but I think we should be able to control it. We should work on controlling them, because we hurt ourselves and each other by those feelings when they're uncontrolled.
We all have different upbringings, you know what I mean? So we all struggle with different things. Maybe it's not, some substance, but sometimes it's pride, because, the family you come from is very prideful, or, just being mean to each other. So sometimes that's a hard habit to break. So, just little things like that, like you mentioned.
Enough meanness in the world.
Yep,
You don't need
it's
to be
true.
more of that.
God knows we're not perfect. We just have to try.
Yeah.
Just have
Yes.
to keep trying.
Beautifully said. And how can improvising can lead to goodness? You sang a song, Warriors of Goodness. What does that mean to you? How can people be warriors of goodness? Warrior fights for goodness. How do we fight as warriors of goodness? What are some things we can do together?
Yeah, I love to improvise on guitar. I think improvisation is huge. When JC starts freestyling, it brings my guard down and brings me in the present moment. It is a beautiful thing to be present in this world. And I think doing so makes it so that you don't miss things around you. You don't miss out on as many opportunities to meet people, to get out of your comfort zone. That's, to me, improvisation is accepting, change and accepting different things happening around you, not being scared to interact. I think walls can come down and you can really interact with people. It's kind of cool.
I was telling John earlier, like every time we play a music, every show is different. Like all our songs sound different every single time we play because we improvise every single one. And it sets the stage for so many beautiful moments to happen on stage. And, even between people in the crowd who are listening. And when we come on the topic of improvisation, he mentioned mindfulness, and I love that because, like a lot of bands, it's beautiful the way they set up their show and they play it like step by step the whole way through. It's perfect every time. I don't think we're skilled enough to do that, but we love just improvising. It's so fun. But, just like a song that is written front to back and it's perfectly in time, sometimes our life can be like that, or our day seems so repetitive and just seems the same every day. Sometimes improvisation within our day-to-day works a lot too. Taking a different route, you know what I mean? Maybe like taking some time, you know what? I have 30 minutes today, 40 an hour. Instead of scrolling on my phone, I'm gonna go get some coffee or talk to someone or meet someone new, smile at somebody, go to the beach and just sit there in the sand for a bit. Those little moments of improvisation during our day is what really makes a difference in our mental health and kind of brews inside our brain the opportunity to be good to other people as well.
Beautiful. And you improvised that song.
Yeah.
By
I did.
putting warrior and goodness together.
Yeah.
So what do you think how can we fight for goodness together? What can we do? Individually, what can you do? What can we all do to fight for goodness and be warriors of goodness?
So fighting, I love it. We're fighting, we're warriors. We're about to release a song called Survive. I mentioned that to you. So it's about surviving throughout these times right now that are really difficult. And to do that, we have to be a warrior of goodness. We have to stand up and, like I mentioned earlier, not being complacent to people's struggles around the world. It's not correct. It's not okay to sit here and be happy and be okay when other people around us are suffering. And so being able to stand up, recognize that, and just not be okay with it and do something about it.
Can I
Of course,
say
yes.
something? I remember seeing some posters everywhere saying, none of us is okay until all of us is okay.
Yeah.
And I think you quoted a Bob Marley earlier. What was that?
I don't know the exact lyric he said. He said something along the lines of, how can we sit, and be happy while other people are suffering? Just kind of had I already said, but just prefacing the fact that, that's not okay. It's not okay. It should never be okay for a human being to sit there and be happy. There's too much pride in that. It's evil.
Right.
It's not in our human nature to be okay and happy where, our brothers and sisters are being torn apart. Their families are being torn apart. So many evil things are happening throughout the world. We can't sit there and be okay with it. So to be a warrior for good is to stand up and point things out when they're, maybe it's too scary to point it out, or some people are too afraid to point it out. Some things need to be pointed out. Some things need to be said. So doing that, that's...
You gotta make a stand for what's right.
Of course, we have to point things out, things that are uncomfortable, things, so much evil things in the world, sometimes it is uncomfortable to bring it up because we don't want to burst our own bubble. But we have to do that. We have to, like we're saying, the self-control that comes from within allows us to be better people, as an individual, and then spreading that, you're fighting your own demons, you're fighting, all these different forces and influences to be better, and that's being a warrior for good.
You said a very beautiful thing. I think being a warrior of goodness starts within. First, we gotta battle our own demons, like you mentioned. For instance, for me, coming over, my habit of smoking was one. Or could it be drugs? Could it be something else that's harmful to your story around you.
Yeah.
And then you can start helping other people too. For instance, I've been through a domestic violence one time, and now helping out another friend going through the same thing, it makes me happy, helping another person get through that. So everything we can do from our experiences to help others is great. Let's finally wrap it up one last time, how your music contributes to goodness, and you can do a last promotion. How can people find you and listen to your music and follow you and everything?
Yeah, well, check us out on Instagram at SelfControl Roots. We're spreading our message, we're sharing our music and our fun times too, whether we're playing the music or cooking food or hanging out. It's about good vibes and fighting for goodness. We got some new music coming out soon. I'll let JC bring that up.
Yeah.
That song I mentioned.
And I also think the music also has an energy that's spreading. I mean, even with that energy, you're doing some goodness.
Yes, of course. Like I mentioned earlier, a lot of the songs we write have almost an ominous energy to them because we're talking about difficult things, but they need to be said and they need to be heard. And that's inherently going to spread goodness because when these topics are, brought up, we can address them correctly. And I love that our logo is a lion because a lion is a signal of strength, a signal of, rising up. I kind of thought about that because of the dogs. We need a big lion in here, dude. But yeah, that's, you can find us on Instagram, SelfControl Roots. Got music coming on the 31st. It's called Survive. And literally, if you listen to that song, Survive.
Yeah, what's the lyrics talking about? I'm curious.
So it's literally...
Can you sing a tiny bit?
Sing it? Yeah, I can sing it.
Go ahead.
So it would go... I'm trying to think of the song. I usually sing with the guitar in my hands. What we can do probably is...
Mention the lyrics.
Yeah?
Okay. Yeah,
So,
you can give me the song.
the hook, it's I and I will survive. So I and I will survive. So it's just saying that, we will survive during these difficult times. It's talking about, I mentioned specifically the things that we deal with in this world. And just talking about how us as, a collective, we will overcome it.
Yeah.
Honestly, you could probably tag the song in here too at the end of it.
Of course.
What are the first lyrics? Living in this dreadful situation.
Yep. Living in this dreadful situation, praying for a cure for iration, and there must be a way. Yes, there must be a way. Yeah, that's part of it. I want to, I can't sing all of it. Gotta hear it. I want you guys to hear the actual song.
We're gonna have to harmonize a little bit. Come on.
Really?
Just a second.
Okay, you got it.
I love it.
I and I must survive.
I love it.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's good.
It's wonderful. I can't wait to hear the full recorded song.
Yeah,
And are you guys gonna, in front of our witnesses, promise to record a beautiful song you improvised for us?
Yeah, of course, yeah. We'll have it into you pretty soon.
People witnessing.
Yep.
I can't wait. It was great to have you. I hope maybe we can have you again sometime in the future,
100%.
or get your music to the Penguins.
Yep. They gotta hear it all.
I'm gonna do that. Any last thoughts or words?
No. Spread love, give love.
I haven't asked you about spirituality. You mentioned you're spiritual. Anything else you want to say?
How so?
I mean, what do you believe goodness is, regardless of your religion or faith or whatever?
So, there are many religions, throughout the world. And funny enough, I think there's so much, there's even wars about it, There's so much conflict in the world when it comes to religion, when we're all talking about the same thing, as about loving one another. That's where spirituality comes from. It's about loving yourself, having that, that regard for yourself, keeping, they say keep your body a temple, keep your spirit a temple, keep it a safe place for your mind to reside in, and to be kind to itself. And within doing that, love one another. That's what every religion talks about for the most part. And if we all just practice that together, there wouldn't be so much issues around the world.
Perfect. I'm glad I asked that.
Yeah.
Even though we had a little bit sound bombing in the back.
It's okay.
Yeah, I think, do you believe, you guys, even though I think we're a minority, goodness will win? Can good fight?
Love will always win.
Goodness?
Love will always win.
Okay, to wrap things up, let's do XOXO to our audience. Hugs and kisses. So, to go back, before I wrap things up, thank you so much for being our guest. It was
Thank you for having us.
I'm honored to have you. I have a feeling you guys might get big, so I'm going to be happy to be like, I was the one of the first people who explored. But yeah, so do you think, even though we're pretty much minority in the world, do you think goodness can still win against all this evil and darkness?
Always win.
Absolutely.
But how come they have more power and money?
Doesn't matter, we're bigger.
How come?
It's more powerful, and it's more, it's truth. So I think truth was always going to beat a lie.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot more to hold up a lie. You have to really fight to remember that line of lies, but the truth will always come out. Mm-hmm. And that's always going to be a fact. So I think goodness will win because of that.
Beautiful. And your thoughts?
It's true. It's like you had mentioned, there's lightness and there's darkness. Light will always shine above dark. Whenever there's anything like a shadow, if you put the light on it, it goes away. So
Beautiful. That's how I see it too. Yes, there's wars in the world, there's violence, unfortunately there's crimes. Hopefully with more self-control, the crimes can go down. And it just came to my mind to mention, like in some places they explored, when they do more meditations, the crime rate falls down.
Oh, wow.
Meditation and calmness really helps people to unite. And
yeah, 100%.
other places in the world, people made a revolution with music and singing too. So there's a lot can be done, and I believe in a dark room with little lights, we can come over that darkness, and with our voices, good voices, we can come over the evil voices. So talking about voices and lights, would you guys do like a little improvised search Goodness Will Win song for me?
Yeah, I could try it. Let's do it. Yeah, maybe like a drum beat or something. Give me again. So to go. Goodness will win. Hey, goodness will win. Sin up, I say, yeah, goodness will win. Yeah, goodness will win. Yeah, goodness will win. Listen up, goodness will win.
And before that, your new song is coming out, Survive.
Yeah.
We gotta survive.
We gotta
for
survive.
Goodness to Win. So can we get a little bit of the Survive teaser too?
Yeah, so it goes. Living in this dreadful situation, praying for a cure for iration, and there must be a way. Yeah, there must be a way. We tread the road of miscommunication. Black and white lack the skills of conversation. And there must be a way. Yeah, there must be a way. I must survive. I must survive.
Oh, you have a beautiful voice, my friend.
Thank you.
I got goosebumps.
Oh.
Yes, we must survive.
Yeah, we gotta. I and I must survive.
We gotta survive so we can fight for goodness.
Yeah, we'll get through it.
Nobody killing themselves anymore.
No.
Stop it. We don't need all of you. Okay, so goodness will win. Let's say it together. 3, 2, 1.
Goodness will win.
And see you again soon. Make sure to check them out. They have really good music, and we have more episodes coming soon. Subscribe now. Follow all of us now.
Yep, it's right here.
Bye. XOXO. And cut.
Searching for goodness in this wicked, wicked world.
Searching for goodness.
The boys and the girls. Yeah. There's the boys and the girls. Hopping out the world. Hopping out the world. I do believe, yes, I believe, I said I believe, yes, I believe that goodness will win, that our goodness will win, yes, Lord. That goodness will win, that our goodness will win, yes, Lord. That goodness will win, that our goodness will win, yes, Lord. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Goodness will win. Yes, Lord. Goodness will win. The righteous will grin. And when we strike wicked down, saying goodness will win.